a great crowd we got with us today. Corey Macklin sitting along ringside. Another big one for USWA Championship Wrestling. Dave Brown has the day off. He's on vacation. He'll be back with us on next week. What a lineup we got for you here today. The biggest news to tell you about, first of all, is that Eddie Marlin, promoter Eddie Marlin, has been reinstated. He'll be here today. That's right, Eddie Marlin has been reinstated as promoter for the USWA. And also, the King, Jerry Lawler, is the new unified World Heavyweight Champion. Glad to hear that also. We have here today Brian Christopher against Victor Rivera in the opening bout. We'll see Ron Oakes on the card today. An impressive Ron Oakes. I like that guy. Big guy, too. Jeff Jarrett's on the card. We'll see the King, Jarrett Lawler. Also, Tony Falk against Jeff Daniels in the single bout. And a highly recommended Mean Mike Miller comes in to the USWA. The open door policy has brought him in. We'll see him here today. All of that plus much more. We'll do it all after this. WA Championship Wrestling in the ring, Victor Rivera, and here comes his opponent. There he is, Brian Christopher, the holder of the Southern Heavyweight title and the Texas Heavyweight title, and he's got a tough opponent here today. And Victor Rivera, Mr. Rivera in the ring, and he's waiting for Mr. Christopher. Boy, I tell you, this cocky guy, he's a tough character. Yeah, well, let's get the bout going here, Brian. That's what we need to do. One fall, 15 minutes in time. Non-title bout. Referee Frank Morrell is in the ring, and he's going to take that belt off of Mr. Christopher as soon as he gives it to him. Oh, he's got to kiss it. Yeah, I like that. Frank Morrell says, ring the bell. There it is. And Brian Christopher, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, going in against Victor Rivera. One fall, 15 minutes in time. Victor Rivera appeared on the Championship Wrestling just last week. Our first look at him. Comes in out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Fine specimen, too. Takes Christopher down. On a good move in there. Victor Rivera. Christopher just kind of walking around. Strutting around the ring there.
Trying to take my belt? Is that what it is?
Ryan Christopher tangles up with Victor Rivera. Rivera with a big hit dog and a drop kick. Takes Brian Christopher down. And Christopher has holds on over there on that bottom rope. He's just hanging on to Mr. Victor Rivera. Christopher always has to insult all of the fans and all, I tell you. He wrestled his bout in there, and they would do okay. He's always got to insult all the fans and run that mouth of his. Better pay attention, though, because Victor Rivera is coming in to take this bout away from him. Look at him hold Rivera by his head there. Whips him into the rope. Rivera leaps over, comes back, and holds on to that headlock. He's got Christopher in, tightening up on it. Christopher's pulling his hair over there. Referee Frank Morrell caught him right with a handful of hair there. He whips Rivera back into the rope. Rivera comes back around and grabs Christopher again, holding on to that headlock. Holding on tight to Brian Christopher. Christopher trying to get out of that hold. Takes Rivera, whips him in. Rivera comes off with a shoulder block. Leaps over, comes back over again, and that is Christopher catches him with that boot. Well, Brian Christopher is going to work on Rivera now. Got Victor Rivera with that big right boot of his and knocked Rivera right out to the mat. Christopher's going to work on him. It's one fall, 15 minutes in time, and Brian Christopher sets Rivera out. Broad neck breaker and takes him down. Well, no one ever said this guy couldn't wrestle. He certainly is a tough specimen. He's a Southern Heavyweight Champion, and he falls down on Rivera. Ah, now this kind of stuff, Christopher just, how about that? Rivera gets out of the way. Christopher misses. And here comes Victor Rivera. Takes Brian Christopher. Takes him out of the corner and just tosses him down. Oh, Christopher pulled a chain out there. And now Rivera with that chain. 1, 2, 3. He got him. Well, Brian Christopher gets the 1, 2, 3 over Victor Rivera. After pulling out a chain in there, we saw it just as plain as day. is Christopher coming out with that chain, and he does get the win. Here's promoter Eddie Mall.
Let me get this young man down here.
Hey, yeah. Get his attention there. He's still kind of cocky walking around there. Yeah, promoter Eddie Marlin is calling Brian Christopher, hey, come over here. While Christopher is still celebrating his win here. Promoter Eddie Marlin.
Brian Christopher, I want to tell you something.
No, you can ask me something.
No, I can tell you something, punk. You listen to me. For the last 2 months, you've made my life miserable. You're the cause of me getting suspended. Well, I am back.
No.
And let me tell you something. I'm going to make your life just as miserable as you made mine.
Oh, really?
That's exactly right.
You're going to make my life miserable. Tell me how, please. I got to hear this.
Do you remember a few months ago I called you information and getting a contract signed on a match, and you said it don't make no difference who it is. Book them all against me. I can beat everybody you got.
That's
right?
true.
All right.
I said it, and it's the truth.
Okay. Then the truth is going to hurt. Because next week I've got you in 2 title matches. The same night. First match, you'll go against Ron Oakes.
Ooh, wow, Ron Oakes. Just came in on the tomato truck from Florida.
Oh, no, he didn't. I tell you what, yeah.
Yeah, he did. No,
All Ron Oakes liked was a little confidence. And Corey, it's a little piece of film. If you'll just throw it, I want you to refresh your memory about Ron Oakes.
That's right. Let's take a look at Ron Oakes. Impressive, too, Brian.
I'm sitting here right now with a young man by the name of Ron Oakes, who, after his match last week for the Southern Heavyweight Championship, came up a little bit short and a little bit disappointed. And Ron came to me, and what I detected in this young guy was a lot of potential, great physique, and probably one day will be a superstar, but right now, as is understandably so in young guys, lacks a little bit of self-confidence. And Ron, as you know, came to me asking for some advice. It reminded me sort of the story, almost like the Wizard of Oz story, when the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion and Dorothy and the Scarecrow were all going to Oz looking for something that they really already had. And so he was able to give them some sort of a little token that sort of represented what they were looking for. And I think that possibly we may be able to do that with you today. And I want to relate another story, and it's certainly not, you know, they say imitation sometimes is the sincerest form of flattery, and it doesn't hurt to sometimes to imitate somebody as long as they're successful. But there were a couple of guys in here, and you remind me a lot of one of them. Their names were Jim Hellwig and Steve Borden. They wrestled in here in this area as the Blade Runners, and like I said, reminded me so much of you that it's uncanny. Now, these guys did okay here, but they lacked the self-confidence and at that time the experience to do really well. But they left this area. They took a little bit of paint, put it on their face, and changed their names, got them kind of snazzy name, and one of them, Jim Hellwig, became the Ultimate Warrior, and Steve Borden became Sting. And so I think it was just that new look that helped them with the self-confidence. And so what we're going to do here today, or what I'm going to try to do, if you, is this all right? It was all right with you to try this experiment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you'll hold this microphone right here, I'm going to take this paint, and I'm going to try a little bit of an experiment with you, and just see if it helps out, okay? Now, all I want you to do is just kind of be still for just a second. I'll try not to make this too painful. Let me get a little outline here, something. Just to kind of go by. Let me see what we're looking like here. We're just getting a little idea, just getting started here. And now, as I said, this Steve Borden, this guy, I guess once he got his face painted to something that he was happy with, he then changed the name and went for something that I think he figured would sort of strike fear into the hearts of his opponents. He came up with the name of Sting, which you know, is a good name. So what we're going to have to do now is, when I get through with you, we're going to have to come up with some sort of a name that would maybe strike fear into the heart of the opponent. I'm going to block the camera here, and I'll be done in just a second here. You know, I think Sting took that name because he was thinking of the sting of a scorpion, and he figured that would be pretty devastating. So I tried to think, what is another thing that stings you and it is really a powerful sting? And I thought immediately of a hornet. So what about the name Hornet? You like that name? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hornet's okay? All right, well, let me just touch right here, and we're fixing to introduce the wrestling world to the Hornet. Take a look at this and see what you think.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you think, man? There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
There he is, the Hornet, Ron Oaks, and he's coming in for that Southern Heavyweight title. Let me tell you what. You should have took that paint and turned him right around and got it dipped into the yellow and painted it right down his back, because when he gets in the ring with me, he's nothing but a yellow coward. Everybody's a yellow coward when they get in the ring with me.
That's all right. Next week we'll find out whether he's a yellow coward or not. And if you are lucky enough to survive that match and you still got that belt, well, whether you got the belt or not, you got another match following that, and that's with Billy Travis. And I want to remind you of Billy Travis the last time you was in the ring with him. Show the video of Billy Travis.
Let's take a look at that. Brian Christopher versus Billy Travis. Series of right hands on Billy Travis. Travis fighting his way back. Comes back and nails Christopher. These two really been going in after each other. Travis nails him again and sends Christopher down. Christopher whips Billy into the ropes now. Travis, double knockout here. Travis and Christopher both laid out in the middle of the ring. Referee Frank Morrell's going to do a count. Watch that, Christopher. He's got another chain over there. That's the second chain he's come up with. He's had 2 chains in this bout. Comes up with another one out of the boot. And Billy Travis catches him in the midsection. Whips Christopher into the ropes. That Christopher comes off and nails Travis with that chain. Sends Billy out. That's Brian Christopher has the chain every bout. I tell you, he comes in with 2 or 3 of them. He's got 2 of them already tonight. Towards Billy, 2. Billy kicks out of it. That Brian Christopher, though, you got to watch his job. Oh, I tell you, makes me sick with that kind of stuff. Comes in with another chain. Going to work on Billy Travis. And what has been a whirl of a bout. What a great bout it's been for the Southern Heavyweight Championship between Travis and Christopher in there. Christopher, and now about Billy Travis there. Travis gets up on the middle rope. Man said, yeah, work him over. Travis working Christopher over. Nails it with a right hand. Oh, Billy caught referee Frank Morrell in there some kind of way. That Christopher going in both sides of his sight trying to find another chain over there. I don't know what he done with him. I don't guess he does either. He catches Travis with a foot. What a big foot from Brian Christopher. Christopher still searching, looking for a chain over there. Hey, come on now, Brian. Picks up Billy Travis's guitar after he couldn't find a chain over there. Climbs the rope. He's got Travis's guitar over here. Travis nails him, picks up his guitar, and Christopher turns around and he nails it. Referee Frank Morrell calls for the bell, though. And 14-20. Well, you've got Ron Oaks and Billy Travis, 2 bouts this week.
Brian Christopher, I just want to tell you one thing. Next week in those 2 matches, we're going to find out if you're tough as you think you are.
Lord Eddie Marlin has signed the bout. It's 2 of them, Ron Oaks and Billy Travis. And whether you have that belt or not, Eddie Marlin says you're going to have to wrestle both of them coming out this week. We'll get ready to... This is not fair. It ain't fair. Well, you made the wrong man mad now. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
To McDonald's to get their flippers on.
The USWA Wrestling Academy. If it's your dream to join the top stars in professional wrestling, if it's your ambition to climb into the squared circle, if all you've been waiting for is a chance to learn pro wrestling, Now, the USWA Wrestling Academy is underway. Fitness Trainers Gym in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Personal instruction in bodybuilding, weight control, health, nutrition, and personality projection. Learn to be a professional wrestler taught by the top stars in the USWA. Send a step address, stamped envelope to USWA Wrestling Academy, P.O. Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee 37077. Learn with the best, the USWA. In the and we're set for one fall, 15 minutes in time here on USWA Championship Wrestling today. Referee Frank Morrell says ring the bell. Here we go. The Hornet, Ronald, going in, tangling out with Danny Channing. Hornet picks him up. Set Channing. Sends him down to the mat. Hornet comes off the ropes and talks with that big leg. This guy's some kind of impressive. I like to look to Ron Oaks, the Hornet. Set Channing for a big suplex. Boy, you talk about being up in the air with a big guy like this. The Hornet sets up one drop kick on Danny Channing. Takes him down to the mat. With Channing into the ring. Big clothesline on it. 1, 2, 3, he got it. The Hornet gets the win over Danny Channing. Didn't take you long to do it either. The Hornet, there he is, greeting all of the fans. And boy, you got to like to look to this guy. I don't like to look to this guy here, though, Mike Samples. I don't know what he's even doing out here today. What are you looking for around here now? Jarrett Lawler is the new unified world heavyweight champion. So what are you looking for now?
Mr. Macklin, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing just fine.
Very good. First off, I'd like to come out here. I know I'm not scheduled for an interview.
Oh, no, you're not.
I just want to clear the air a little bit, let everybody know what me and my associates are up to now. As you know, and I think as everybody else knows, we came here with the intention of devouring the USWA and making it a part of the Global Wrestling Federation. That was our plan, and it was an excellent plan. But I thought that the behind-the-scenes work that I could do, the manipulation, the money, the politics, everything we could do would affect what happened in the ring. But that's not true, Corey Macklin.
Oh, it's not true at all, because the King is the new unified world heavyweight champion.
That's correct. Jerry Lawler was solely responsible for stopping us dead in our tracks. And I'm here today to admit to everyone, because I'm a man and I'm big enough to admit it, we were defeated, and I surrendered.
All right. You were defeated and you surrendered, and you could just walk out of here because you're not scheduled for an interview here today, and we can go right along with the show here now.
Well, that would be okay, except I have some good news. My associates and I are now happy to be a part of the USWA.
Well, you work within the company. Yeah, well, here's the promoter of the USWA, Eddie Marlin here. Eddie.
How you doing, Eddie? Congratulations on being reinstated. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Let me tell you something, Mike Samples. You evidently think me, the whole organization, and all of these great fans out here are stupid. I've sat back for 2 months, couldn't do anything. And I sat back and watched you. You come in and try to undermine everything that we've worked so hard to build in this area for the fans and for our organization. But it's not going to work, Mike Samples. This company is not for sale. It'll never be for sale. And we'll run it, and you're no part of it. And you can take your fanny and get right out of this studio.
Well, I agree with that 100%. So, Mr. Samples, I'll talk with Eddie Marlin, and you can just hightail it.
Give me just a moment here to say something. Last week, I was right here, and Jerry the King Lawler came out and humiliated me in front of these people and in front of thousands and thousands of people on TV. Did he not do that?
Well, you had no business out here in the first place, just like you don't today.
But I was this close to rolling up my sleeves and putting him out of the USWA when Eddie Gilbert came out and reminded me that he was only trying to cause a little confusion, and I was about to fall for the oldest ploy in the book. Now, You're out here today. You've already come out and badgered one of the nicest men in professional wrestling. He was out here a moment ago, and you badgered him, you pushed him around. You're the new boss, and so on and so on. But you're not going to do that with me. Let me tell you something, and I want you to listen. Turn up your hearing aid if you need to. Don't get in my face. You treat me with respect. I've always treated you with respect. Don't put your fingers on me. Don't put your fingers in my face. Don't get in front of me. Wipe the bad look off your face.
You come here and tried to take over my business, and nobody's going to take over my business. And I've told you once to get out of here, and I'm telling you now, for the last time, get out of this studio now.
That's right. That's the word from the promoter. So, Mr. Samples,
I've got news for you. I would like you to go to the back, because I'm out here, and I think I need to be treated with a little more respect, so you can leave, and I'll stay.
You're being treated with all the respect you deserve. Now, out. I've told you the last time, out of the studio.
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, hey, come on now, Eddie. Come on. Hey,
I'm not going anywhere.
Mr. Samples.
I'm going out of this studio. This is my business, and you're not going to interfere.
All right, maybe not for long.
Mike, would you get out of here if you would? You're not scheduled to be here, and Eddie Marley wants you out. Yeah, take him out of here if you would. Get him out of here.
Hey, how big an idiot are you? I'm trying to save your life when you're out here trying to get in fights with big executives. You're nothing. You're a little fish in a big pond now, little man. You're going to lose. We are the USWA, if you like it or not. You can't throw us out of anywhere.
Well, Mr. Samples didn't have any business out here. He wasn't scheduled, and Eddie, he's the promoter. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Let's go. Boy, I tell you, I've had it with that Mike Samples and Bert Prentice out here. We're just about tired of them. And boy, let's take a look at the action coming up Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Championship Wrestling. Bell time is at 8 o'clock Monday night. There's your opener. Jeff Daniels with Dominique in his corner. On against Victor Rivera. Victor Rivera will be opening up against Jeff Daniels. Then a tough girl contest. A $1,000 purse involved in this. A $1,000 purse will go to the winner. It's a tough girl contest. Two preliminaries. There are the participants. Lauren Davenport, Miss Jennifer, Dominique, and Miss Candy Cane. They're all going to be the participants in the tough girl contest. A $1,000 purse will be provided in that one. And then Mean Mike Miller. We've heard a lot about him with Lauren Davenport in his corner. He's going to come in. He's going to be facing Tony Falk in a single bout. We'll see Mike Miller for the first time here on Championship Wrestling a little bit later. Then, Southern Heavyweight title is at stake. Brian Christopher is going to defend his belt against Billy Joe Chavez. And Brian Christopher, he's the Southern Heavyweight champion as he goes into this bout. If he wins or loses, he'll come back in the next bout and face the Hornet. He'll be challenging Brian Christopher. So Christopher's in two Southern Heavyweight title bouts. While he's got the title or not in that second bout, he'll defend it against a very impressive Hornet at the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night. And then, World Tag Team titles at stake. Richard Lee's Moondogs will be in there defending those belts they got. Against Jeff Jarrett and Pistol Pants Watley. Boy, I've got to tell you, if you weren't there last week, Jeff Jarrett and Pistol Pants Watley really gave the Moondogs a run for their money, gave them a great fight, and almost took those titles away from Richard Lee's Moondogs. They'll have a return bout this Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Then, main event of the night, Jerry the King Lawler. He'll be going up against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Lawler will be defending his unified world title. And listen to this. Eddie Gilbert's career, retirement, he puts his career up for another shot at the unified world heavyweight title. If Gilbert loses, his career in wrestling is over, and the King will be defending the unified world heavyweight title Monday night, 8 o'clock is bell time at the Mid-South Coliseum. And Eddie Gilbert, it's all on the line. It's either win or lose, or win, or you're through. Career's over.
You talk to me first, Corey McAnally. You know, it's been a very, very sad week in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sure you've noticed a lot of the flags have been flying at half-staff. A lot of people have been closing early because Jerry Lawler accidentally won this unified title. Monday night, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you one thing. We will not let you fans down. We will capture that belt for you. Mr. Gilbert,
Corey, right now the uttermost person on my mind letting down is myself. You see, there's one thing that I want to state and make sure that everyone knows it is the truth, is that as a kid, and as I grew up the road up here, 100 miles from Memphis, up in Lexington, Tennessee, and big wrestling fan, my dad being Tommy Gilbert, coming from a wrestling family, you know, my ultimate goal as a kid was winning Jerry Lawler's title. And a lot of people might say, well, why would you call it Jerry Lawler's title? Well, when a person holds a title over 10 years or so, pretty much it is their title. Sure. But you know, Corey, though, the thing that really kind of, it bothers me is the fact that Jerry Lawler has run around here so many years, though, and he has called himself the king, that he actually believes in his soul and his mind that he is the king. He is. I don't, you shut up. I told you first. I knew I only had one more shot at that. There's no more talking, no more whining. I have signed it all. There won't be any more coming back if I lose. I won't be running up to the WWL. I won't be running down to Atlanta to the WCW wrestling. What I will do, if Jerry Lawler beats me Monday night in Memphis, Tennessee, then I will go back home to Lexington and I will get a job washing dishes. I will get a job up at the community center where my grandmother worked. I will get a job washing cars. Because if I'm not man enough, Jerry Lawler, to beat you and to take my ultimate dream and my ultimate goal of being the unified world heavyweight champion, well, I am not man enough to be in professional wrestling. And after Monday night, Jerry Lawler, Eddie Gilbert will just be a person that will be a part of history. I want you to understand the reason why I'm putting my life, my soul, my career, and my heart on the line. Because you are a sick, demented person. You think that everyone idolizes you, but the worst thing of all, you actually believe you're the king. Well, Monday night at the Coliseum, hot stuff Eddie Gilbert will attain the ultimate goal, the ultimate dream, and I will leave Memphis the unified world heavyweight champion, or I'm out of wrestling.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Boy, just take it out of here. You and Prentice both. If you don't win the unified title, your career is over with. I guarantee you that. Back in a moment. Gilbert have his say. Let's have some words from the king, Jerry Lawler, the unified world heavyweight champion. We'll get the king out here and get some comments from him about this title match coming up with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert coming up this Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Gilbert's career versus the title. The king won it last week. He's going to give Eddie Gilbert another shot only because Gilbert is putting his retirement on the line. So we'll get Jerry out here, and we'll be talking with him about his bout coming up this Monday night at Mid-South Coliseum. Look forward to that with the king and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. There's the king about to make his way over here now, and we'll talk with Jarrett about this Monday night at the Coliseum. He's defending that unified world heavyweight title after winning it just this past Monday night, King.
Well, I just want the camera to get a good shot. Back up, widen out just a little bit there. There you go. That should be good. Let me see. How does that look right there, guys? Huh? How does that look? I want to ask Mike Samples. I want to ask Bert Prentice. And especially I want to ask Eddie Gilbert. What do you think now, guys, huh? What do you think of Memphis, Tennessee and the USWA right now, huh? I know that they are not too happy about this little situation. I know that they are not too pleased to look out here and see that we have once again unified another heavyweight championship, and it has fallen into the hands of the USWA. Because you see what that means now? That means that all that global organization, which, by the way, I can assure you that all this week Mike Samples wanted to run his mouth about how he wasn't too crazy about being the champion, but I can assure you that he has been on the telephone, he has sent telegrams, he has sent couriers and personal messengers to my house
begging me to come to Global and defend this championship. But let me tell you, Mike Samples, if you got some people that want to try to win the Global Heavyweight Championship from the King, they're going to have to come right here to Memphis, Tennessee, because I ain't going nowhere. Now then, let me tell you something about... They want Eddie over there. Well, let me tell you something, guys. I want Eddie, too. I want Eddie to sit and watch something that I took a lot of time to put together. Because as you mentioned, and as he said in this big match coming up this week, Eddie Gilbert has stated that if he is not man enough, if he is not the wrestler that he thinks he is, and can take that title, a unified title away from me, that he is going to end his wrestling career. That's right. He is going to end his wrestling career. You people hear that? Eddie Gilbert will not wrestle anymore if he doesn't win this match. And he already stated that he is looking for jobs all around Jackson, Tennessee. He's already stated he's looking for jobs in Lexington, Tennessee. He may wind up washing cars. There's no telling what he may wind up doing. But Eddie Gilbert has been wrestling for, how many years would you say, Jim? 10, 12 years. 10 or 12 years. Eddie Gilbert has had a long wrestling career already. And what I did, since this was a big match, I had the people at the USWA put together, go back and search through all the files and all the footage and put together a little piece of video that is the highlights, all the illustrious highlights of Eddie Gilbert's career. Now, he's been wrestling for what, 10 or 12 years, like I said, so just sit there and watch. We're going to show you all the highlights of Eddie Gilbert's career. And Eddie, you watch this because this may be the last time you see yourself in a wrestling ring. Here are the highlights of Eddie Gilbert's career right here.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Looks like he's setting him up for a figure four leg lock here again. He is. Oh, he's going for it. Lawler rolls him up. He got him. Lawler gets the win. How about it? He's the unified world heavyweight champion. Jarrett gets the win. Your winner and the unified world heavyweight champion, Jarrett. I like it, but is that all of it?
Is that all of it? Of course that's all of it.
Okay. That's all of his career.
That's the only highlight that Eddie Gilbert has ever had in his career. Now he can sit back someday and he can tell his little grandchildren when he has it. Well, I don't know if any women will hold on to him long enough to have grandchildren, but one of these days he can tell those little rugrats that are running around his house, hey, kids, come over here and let your granddad tell you about the highlights of my career when I got to wrestle Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah, he beat me, but I still got in the ring with him. And so there it was, Eddie Gilbert. That's your one and only highlight, with the exception of, after Monday night, you will get to add one more little clip to it, and that's another 1, 2, 3, when I pin your shoulders to that mat at the Coliseum, and all of those thousands of people can wave goodbye to Eddie Gilbert, Mr. Hot Stuff, once and for all.
There he is, the King, Jarrett Lawler.
Now you can have the stars of the USWA in your hometown. It's America's #1 fundraiser, USWA Wrestling. The stars, the action, the excitement, USWA Wrestling. For more information on how you can raise money for your organization, write the USWA, Post Office Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37077, or call 615-824-8523. USWA Wrestling, America's #1 fundraiser.
All right, now, Richard, what are you doing out here? Now, you all aren't scheduled either. You're not scheduled for about the Moondogs aren't scheduled here today.
Wait a minute, Corey. Let me say something. Everybody's coming out here today.
Everybody that's not scheduled is coming out
They
here.
want to show their 2 belts. Well, it just so happens that Richard Lee and his Moondogs happen to have 2 belts, too. But see what the problem is? Everybody else gets all of these title shots. You check all of the major wrestling publications, you see everybody in the top 10, right? You look at the tag team ratings in any major wrestling publication, you see Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler ranked up there 9th, 8th, 7th, but you don't see the Moondogs ranked in the top 10 tag team champion listing. You know why, Corey? Because Everybody is scared to death, Corey.
I don't agree with that. No, I don't think
We
so.
come out here on TV. They don't ever have any competition for us on TV. I think it's a bunch of baloney, Corey Macklin, and there's a conspiracy going on trying to keep my dogs.
You're not scheduled to be out here today. You do not have a match out here today. So you can get your Moondogs and leave the studio.
Well, see, that's what I'm getting at, Eddie Marlin. What's going on right now, especially with the USWA, people are scared to death to have to get in the ring against my dogs because they know that they're going to get the beating of a lifetime.
Wait just a minute, Richard Lee. I feel guilty. I've been bringing young guys in here that was just starting in the wrestling business, putting them in the ring with y'all, and y'all would beat their brains out here on Saturday morning. And that I was as guilty as the Moondogs. I was an animal like they are. And I'm not going to book you this week. I'm not going to book you next week. And I'm not going to book you the next week. I'm not going to book you on this TV.
Why? The very reason, Eddie Marlin.
Wait just a minute. Until I can find a team that can go against you, that can put out as much as it can take.
You know you're not going to find a team like that, Eddie. And that's the very reason that no major wrestling publication will even rank my dogs in the top 10. We're the world champions. Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, they get ranked in the top 10. But what about my dogs? We're the champions, Eddie.
Yep, well, Eddie Marlin has told you just what he'll do. Jarrett, let's see if we can get enough cord to get on here. King.
Let me just say this, Eddie. I'm listening to you stand over there telling these guys that nobody wants to wrestle the Moondogs. Well, hey, some of these younger guys with a little less experience may not want to wrestle the Moondogs, but I don't mind wrestling the Moondogs anytime, any place. And I believe I can go back here and get Jeff Jarrett. I think he'll wrestle him anytime, any place.
If you think you're so bad, Jerry Lawler, go back and get Jeff Jarrett.
There he is. There he is, Jeff Jarrett, and the King says, bring him on. Here we go. Oh. Let's get the bell. Throw to Eddie Marlin says, ring the bell, and here we go. The King and Jeff Jarrett and the Moondogs, a non-scheduled bout here on Championship Wrestling, and we've got tag team action. Let's see. Get over here. Moondog has got Jeff, got that ball on Jeff, and swings that thing, and Jarrett moves out of the way. Jeff Jarrett and the King going after the Moondog. We've got tag team action here today, I tell you. You talk about a surprise. Richard Lee brought him out here. Oh! And the King and Jeff Jarrett said, bring him on. Lawler going to work on Moondog Cujo. Other Moondog spots over there. Oh, Cujo nailing Lawler. Spot on Jarrett over there. Going to work on Jeff. Cujo there choking Lawler there now. Got him in the turnbuckle. Jeff Jarrett going to work on Moondog's spot. Throws him out on the concrete floor. He's after him over in the crowd. Back behind the curtains over there. Jarrett's got the Moondog. Oh, we get a camera out there. Lawler takes that garbage can and just slams Cujo with it. The King up in the ring. Catches Cujo with that can again. World action, tag team action on USWA Championship Wrestling. Boys, you can't find it nowhere else better. I guarantee you that. Unscheduled bout here today. Oh, look out, Jarrett. Look out. Eddie Gilbert comes over with the trash can. That's ring the bell. This kind of stuff. Gilbert comes in and just tells it ain't on long.
Folks are getting just exactly what they deserve. They want to stick their nose into everybody's business. They're fixing to get both their noses turn off the spike.
Well, they're not getting what they deserve, Richard Lee, and it's time to get your Moondogs and Eddie Gilbert out of here and stop this kind of stuff. Gilbert just comes out here. He's got a trash can over on Lawler over there. The Moondogs are on Jarrett. Gilbert jumping on Lawler. Oh, he's got Jarrett busted open over there. Hey, we're going to have to get some help out here now. Come on now. Richard Lee, get these guys out of here. Moondog's spot has got that trash can on Jarrett. Comes out on to get to his feet. Gilbert's over, working Jarrett over. Richard Lee's holding Lawler, and Moondog's spot is working Jarrett over. They got him busted open there. Busted open some kind of back, too. Oh, I tell you. We've got to stop this kind of stuff from happening. Lawler's busted open. Jarrett's been working over by the Moondogs. Eddie Gilbert. Richard Lee put this 2 cents in the thing. Come on, Richard, get him out of here. What's up? Yes, put the ball, baby. Here comes the Hornet. Comes in to help Lawler and Jarrett out. Eddie Gilbert still in the ring. The Hornet beats him up. Slams Gilbert on the top rope. Lawler and Jarrett on their feet now. Lawler throws that trash can at the Moondog. Let's go to break. We'll be back. We're back.
Pretty bad, ain't it, Eddie Gilbert and Moondogs? It's pretty daggum bad, ain't it, boys? Well, let me tell you something. Or better yet, let me ask you something. Let me give you a personal invitation to get your rear ends right back out here right now when there's 3 of us and 3 of you. What do you think of that? Will you do that? No, I don't think they'll do it. You know why they won't do it? Because every stinking one of them, Eddie Gilbert, all the Moondogs, and Richard Lee, are a bunch of gutless wonders. They're a bunch of low-life cowards that can't do anything when they're looking a man straight in the eyes. They can only do something when they can jump him from behind. Well, now, let me ask Eddie Marlin if he'll come out here for just 1 second. Because I got a little idea that we can settle this thing. That's right. Eddie Marlin's back. He said he's going to make the lives of some of these people that's been on his case miserable for a while. Well, Eddie, come here. Let me ask you something. Now, you stand back there. You see what they're doing out here. You said you want to make their lives miserable. Well, here's a good opportunity to do it. This man right here says that he's willing. This man right here says that he's willing, and I'm doggone sure willing. Why don't you put, I know I got to wrestle Eddie Gilbert. I know it's a big match. I know the career's on the line, but I ain't like Brian Christopher and stand out here and start crying when you got to wrestle twice. So why don't you add another match? Why don't you put a 6-man tag? Here's 3 of us right here, and you put the Moondog and Richard Lee in the ring with the 3 of us after all the other matches are over, and just add that match, and I promise you this, you're looking at 3 guys right here that will for sure make their lives miserable this week. I can assure you that. What about it?
Jerry Lawler, you know as well as I do, I hate them as bad as you do. And if you think that'll get the job done and get rid of the Moondogs, sign the match.
All right, it's time. The King, the Hornet, and Jeff Jarrett.
All right, Moondogs, Richard Lee. I'm not going to holler and scream. I'm going to let my talking be in the ring. But you bring all the boards, chairs, chains, trash cans, whatever you want. And I can promise you one thing. These 3 guys are going to dish it out, and we're going to take it, and we're going to do everything we can. You boys just show up. Hey, I've said it 1,000 times before, and I'll say it one more time. I didn't get in wrestling to win any beauty contest. Now, you can probably stand back there and smile because, yeah, you put another scar on the head of the king. Well, I got news for me. I got news for you. That rolls off my back like water off a duck, brother. Like I said, you can scar me up, you can bust my head, you can break my bones, but I promise you this, the king will keep coming back, and I'm going to keep coming at you, Moondog, and you too, Eddie Gilbert, until you're all, each and every one of you, out of here once and for all. That's my goal, and that's my...
King, the Hornet, and Jeff Jarrett. And look forward to that one. It's been signed and added on for Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Special added match after all of the other action. The King, the Hornet, and Jeff Jarrett against Richard Lee's Moondogs. All signed for Monday night. Let's take a look at the action coming up around the area. Out-of-town action. There it is. It begins in Ripley, Tennessee. Ripley coming up this Friday night, 8 o'clock. There at the football field. Now, if rain comes in, they'll be wrestling in the gymnasium. The King will be there. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Brian Christopher, Eric Embry's on the card. Also, Eddie Gilbert will be there. 8 o'clock Friday night in Ripley, Tennessee. That is
Gilbert wins that unified world heavyweight title and his career is not over, he'll show up in Ripley. If there's rain, it will be in the gymnasium. If not, championship wrestling at the football field. Championship wrestling Thursday night, June 25th, Marietta, Arkansas. They're at the Lee High School. The King, Jeff Jarrett, and Moondogs will all be there Thursday, June 25th. Friday, June 26th, 8 p.m. Ripley, Mississippi. Jeff Jarrett, Jerry the King Lawler, Moondogs, Eric Embry, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert also is signed for that bout. And Ripley, Mississippi, Friday, June 26th. Saturday night, June 27th, back in Jonesboro, Arkansas at the Old Bill Community Center on Church Street. The King will be there, Jeff Jarrett. Also, Eddie Gilbert's on the card, and the Moondogs will be there. Also, looks like Jarrett is on that card as well. Friday night, July 3rd, 8 p.m. in Wynn, Arkansas. Championship Wrestling is lined up. All of the USWA top stars on the card. Friday night, July 10th, 8 p.m. in Clarksdale, Mississippi at the Civic Center. Advance tickets are on sale at the police department for Clarksdale. Coming up soon on Friday, July 10th. Friday, July 17th, Kennett, Missouri. It's been rescheduled and signed at the American Legion building there in Kennett, Missouri. Championship Wrestling back in Kennett. And, hey, you can't forget that wild concession stand brawl that was there in Kennett. Also want to mention tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be out at Handy Park with the Watson Singers. Get ready for that big anniversary. 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, Handy Park on Bill Street. Hope you can make your plans to be there. Also coming up next Sunday is the first annual Barbers Hall of Fame banquet at Sanders Facilities on Elvis Presley. I'll be there, and the King and I will all be all around the area, and we'll be telling you all about it and more. We'll be back with more right here. Stay with us. Tony Falk and Jeff Dingus, promoter Eddie Marr.
Boy, I want to apologize for being out here so much today, but I've been sitting on the sidelines for 2 months, seems like a year, and watching all this stuff going on, and I don't want to waste 1 minute till I get several things straightened out. And it's one other thing I need to straighten out. I've heard this Lauren Davenport. Lauren Davenport, if you'll come on out. Come out, Lauren Davenport. She's been coming out here talking about how much she likes the other organizations, the other companies she'd like to go.
Last week.
Well, if it wasn't for open door policy, she would be gone right now.
There she is, Lauren Davenport. And, yeah, she stood out here last week, sat right here at the desk with me, talked about how much she wanted to be with Global.
Lauren Davenport, I've been standing by for 2 months, seeing you out here run your mouth off, how much you like the other organizations, how much you just like the USWA. And only last week, I understand you said out here that you would rather go work for the other organization. Well, we've got an open-the-door policy, so I can't just say, go. So I'm going to make your life just as miserable as I can.
You're not going to make me miserable. I'm not going to be miserable. I'll make you miserable. I hate you too, Eddie Martin. You don't like me any more than I like you.
You're mighty right. I don't like you, and I'm going to make you miserable. Now, let me tell you, the way we're going to start out, we're going to have a tough woman's contest. You're so big and you're so bad. You can put on these boxing gloves, and you can get in the ring, and then you can punch, you can bite, you can pull hair, you can kick and do whatever you want to for the first match. And if you're lucky enough to win that match and move on in the tournament, then you can put these gloves back on and go in there and punch and fight and kick with another girl.
I will.
And if you're lucky enough to win that and come out and win the tournament, I'm going to tell you something, Lauren. I'm on the phone every day of the week. And I'm going to keep on until I find 1, 2, 3, 6 girls to come in here until one of them can whip your behind so bad that you will cut a trail and leave right then. Now, that's the way I'm going to make your life miserable.
Well, that's the word from the promoter himself, Mr. Eddie Marlin, and you're in the Tough Girl contest coming up, and I guess you best be ready for it.
I don't plan on going anywhere, Corey Macklin.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see about that, but you're in the contest, and you best be ready because a lot of tough opponents are in it. We're ready for action here now, and you can just go on to the back there now. You.
Stay out here. I want to stay out here and talk to you.
Well, I don't want you to stay out here. I'm not going to be interfering in anything there. You can sit out here if you're not going. Well, we want to make sure you don't.
I don't interfere, Corey Macklin.
Yeah. Referee Frank Morrell is calling for the bell, and here we go. Tony Falk with Miss Jennifer at ringside against Jeff Daniels with Dominique. We're underway.
Miss Jennifer. She needs to be called Mr. Jennifer.
Oh.
Her face is so flat, she looks like she got hit in the face with a skillet.
Now, Lauren.
And this one, I don't even know what to think about her.
Lauren Davenport, if you're going
She
to
needs
sit
to
out
lose
here,
about 20 pounds before she gets in the ring with me.
if you're going to sit out here, you can sit out here, but you don't have to insult the people here at ringside, Miss Jennifer and all. Tony Falk with a good takedown on Jeff Daniels over there. Takes him down to the mat. Good arm drag from Tony. And Jeff Daniels, his opponent, coming in out of Delray Beach, Florida. Tony Falk wrestling in out of Dallas, Texas. And we're underway. Tangling up. Falk with a good takedown there.
Corey Macklin, if you think for 1 second that Miss Jennifer has any chance with me, you are wrong.
Well, I
Beat
think...
that girl with one hand tied behind my back.
Yeah, well, the Tough Girl contest is coming up. And we'll see what you can do when it's time. You can sit out here
If this
and
fat
talk.
girl over here sits on me, I'll be in a lot of trouble.
Well, maybe she'll just do that. Jeff Daniels backs Tony Falk up against the turnbuckle. Takes him. Falk reversal there. Whips him in. And a big back drop on Daniels. Good move from Tony Falk in there. Good pick down on Jeff Daniels. Nice back drop.
Go over there and kiss his boo-boo.
Still got more action to come up on USWA Championship Wrestling. Speaking of more action, I understand you've got someone new in here, Mean Mike Miller, that you brought in there. We're going to see him.
I'll let you see him later, Corey.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he's all about. I understand he comes in very highly recommended. We'll see what he's all about in just a little bit. He's scheduled for a bout here today. Falk and Daniels
We
tangling
got
up.
2 bleach blonde bimbos out here today. 2 peroxide princesses.
Daniels, he pulled him by his hair there. Now, did you see that, Lauren? While you're seeing everything else, you see him pull him by his hair there. Pulled Tony Falk right by his hair and pulled him down to the mat. And you're just ignoring that. There he goes again.
See it happen.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. Probably need to get your eyes checked or something. Jeff Daniels pulled Tony Falk by his hair. It's the second time he's done that. Tony!
Hey, the Tony Falk.
Yeah, well, you saw that. Yeah, well, he just returned the favor. You saw it that time, but Jeff Daniels has been doing it all in the bout nearby. Did it 2 times in a row and pulled Falk's hair and just yanked
I
it
never
down to
saw
the
Jeff
mat.
Daniels pull hair once.
Well, I saw it. Tony Falk.
See that bimbo trying to get the referee's attention so Tony Falk can cheat.
Ready for Daniels in there. Falk. Being worked over by Jeff Daniels. Slams Falk into the turnbuckle. Rick's eyes of Tony Falk.
I bet she has to order extra material for her wrestling tight. She's so big.
Daniels with Falk into the turnbuckle there. And a big forearm takes Falk down as he comes off the rope. Daniels follows with a left hand on him. Comes down again with an elbow on Tony Falk.
You look across the ring, all you can see on Jennifer's big old lip.
2.
Hey, bimbo, do you know what Weight Watchers is? You know what Weight Watchers is?
You only got a 2 count on it. Hey, now, Lauren. Hey, come on, Lauren. We've got action out on the floor here. Lauren Davenport's got those boxing gloves on it. She's going out to Dominique. Miss Jennifer comes over and she's trying to get Lauren off of her over here. Boy, we got to scramble out on the floor. And Tony Falk and Jeff Daniels get out of the ring. And referee Frank Morrell's trying to get them apart. This Lauren Davenport was sitting out here and all of a sudden grabbed those gloves, those boxing gloves, put them on her hand, and just nailed Dominique with it. Went after Frank Morrell takes her out of here. That's going to be it for the battle. Let's ring the bell. It's a 10 count. Both wrestlers are counted out, and we'll take a break. We'll be back. Grand Junction Stompers. They're going to be playing Lawler's Kings of Memphis tomorrow. 2 o'clock there in Grand Junction at A.T. Jones Field there in Grand Junction, Tennessee. And they're going to be challenging Lawler's Kings of Memphis tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock right there in Grand Junction, Tennessee. On his way here now is Jeff Jarrett. He's got along with him some gentlemen from the Shriners. They're going to be telling us about the big country show coming up this afternoon and tonight at the Coliseum.
Yep, I was just talking in the back there to Frank, and it's going to be the country music event of the year. We got two very special guests here today, and they're going to tell you a little bit about it. This is Mr. Tom Brenhall and David Frizzell, and they're going to tell you a little bit about it. Corey, there's going to be Bill Anderson, Little Jimmy Dickens, Johnny Russell, a bunch of stars. They're going to have two shows over there, 3 and 8 o'clock, right over there at the Coliseum, and they're going to tell you a little bit about it. Thank you.
All right.
This is the biggest country music show that's ever been put on outside of Rhineham Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. This man can tell you, David can tell you probably more about the stars than I can. A lot of them I've met going to Nashville trying to get this put together. David, it's yours.
Well, who are some of the stars David's going to be at the
Well, let's see,
Coliseum?
everybody I know is going to be there. So from the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Little Jimmy Dickens, to Bill Anderson, to Johnny Paycheck. Take this job and shove it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do one of mine called I'm going to hire wine over to decorate our home. We'll be doing all those. And we're doing a duet. We didn't get Shelley on the show. See, me and Shelley West used to sing a bunch of songs together. So I don't know who's going to sing that with me today. If somebody out there is going to come and sing You're the Reason Got Me to Oklahoma with me today.
All right. All of this
Everybody there. Everybody be there. 3 o'clock.
Okay, 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock, two shows at the Coliseum. Okay. Good deal. Thank you all of the gentlemen there from the Shrines. Thank you. At the Mid-South Coliseum, two shows today at 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock tonight at the Coliseum. Hope you can make plans to be right there, but we certainly hope you can make plans to be with us Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. We're going to be looking for you because we've got a full night of USWA action. Boy, what a card. Opening bout, start things off. Victor Rivera will be going against Jeff Daniels with Dominique at ringside there with him. That's just the opener. Then, that's it. The Tough Girl Contest, $1,000 purse will go to the winner. Two preliminaries in it. Lauren Davenport has her boxing gloves on, and she's going to be in it with Miss Jennifer Dominique and Miss Candy Kane. It's all Monday night, 8 o'clock at the Coliseum. That's the second bout of the night, so be sure you get there on time and get to all of the action. Tony Falk will be going against Mean Mike Miller with Lauren Davenport. We'll see Mean Mike Miller here on Championship Wrestling in the ring here in just a moment. Then the next bout. Billy Travis goes against Brian Christopher. Christopher defending that Southern Heavyweight title in his first bout of the night. Brian Christopher against Billy Joe Travis. And Billy Joe's going to try to take that Southern title from Brian Christopher. Then, whether he's got it or not, Brian Christopher will have to step in the ring against the Hornet. He comes in out of Brewster, Washington. Big specimen, I tell you, I really like the look of this guy. He is some kind of impressive. The Hornet, he'll be challenging Brian Christopher in the Southern title bout. And then, next bout on the card, Richard Lee's Moondogs. They'll be defending the USWA World Tag Team titles against Jeff Jarrett and Pistol Paz Watley. And Jarrett and Watley gave them some kind of run for their money, which was a good bout last week at the Coliseum. They're going to try to take the titles away from Richard Lee's Moondogs. Then, the King, Jerry Lawler, defends this unified World Heavyweight title against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. If Gilbert loses, doesn't wrestle in Memphis, he doesn't wrestle in New York, Atlanta, anywhere else. He is through. It is gone. Hang up the tights. Gilbert's career is over. He loses to the King. The King puts up his unified title against Gilbert's retirement. And then, that's not all. A special added match at the Mid-South Coliseum. You got Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, and the Hornet all on one side of the ring. They'll be going against the Moondogs with Richard Lee out there. That's the special added bout all at the Mid-South Coliseum. So you got 8 big matches. Bell time's at 8 o'clock. Hope you'll pack the entire family out and bring them out for a great night of action at the Mid-South Coliseum. We'll certainly be looking for you. Back with Mean Mike Miller after this. First look at him in the USWA. Heard a lot about him. We'll see him now against Mitch Ryder, his opponent. 1 fall, 15 minutes in time. And Lauren Davenport, she's along with Mean Mike Miller there, and she's in the corner and takes the jacket of Mean Mike, hands it up. And we're underway. Mean Mike Miller, our first look at him. Oh, boy, a couple of big forearms. On to Mitch Ryder, whips him into the ropes and a clothesline that takes him down. Mean Mike Miller picks Mitch Ryder up, slams him down to the mat. Follow. Sure is a big right hand. Mean Mike Miller. It's our first look at him on Championship Wrestling. Sets Ryder up, goes for a pin. I see that kind of stuff. He had him pinned for a 3 count and picked him up at 2. Mike Miller, with a big knee lift, catches Mitch Ryder and knocks him down. Takes Mitch Ryder and just throws him out on the concrete floor. Look at Lauren Davenport over here interfering in the thing. Should be sitting in that chair there at the ringside, and she's interfering and putting her 2 cents into things, jumping on Mitch Ryder. Mean Mike Miller, double up right fist and catches Ryder. Sends him down. Mean Mike is a pretty big specimen in here. He looks impressive. According to some of the tactics we do not like at all. Had Ryder pinned early in the bout, had him for the 3, got 2 out of it and pulled him up. Takes Ryder and hangs him over the bottom rope. But look at Lawrence Davenport slapping him over there. Come on, Lawrence, stay out of the action, would you? Get in your seat there and stay out of the thing, I think. You're over here interfering in the bout. Lawrence Davenport, boy, I tell you. Got to fight this Mean Mike Miller, and then young Mitch Ryder's got to put up with Lawrence Davenport at the same time. Good move from Ryder. Leaped over Miller, but it came back, and Mean Mike Miller caught him with an elbow. That sent him down to the mat. Miller, with one of those short clotheslines, takes a lot of strength to work one of those and works it effectively. He's done it on Ryder. He's down choking him there. He's going to have to break that now. From that kind of stuff. He was choking him, Lawrence. Lawrence Davenport said, oh, he wasn't choking him. Camera tells 1,000 words. Mean Mike Miller slams Mitch Ryder with a right hand and sends him down. Oh, yeah, to the throat there from Miller. Well, it's our first look at Mean Mike Miller. And you must say it's an impressive debut on championship wrestling, but some of the tactics he can just throw out of the window, he may be a pretty good wrestler in there. He's got Ryder and twisted that neck of Mitch Ryder. Ryder holding on. He hadn't submitted to it yet. Referee Frank Morrell is checking. If Ryder can hold on and Mitch hangs on. Mean Mike Miller nails him and sends him down to the mat. What a full day we've had on USWA Championship Wrestling. A lot of action out here today for you, as always. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us here. Look at Lauren over there pulling Mitch Ryder tight. I just love him right in the midsection there. Catches Mitch Ryder and nailed him with a right hand. Ryder trying to fight his way back in there. Comes up with a couple of right hands. Comes off the ropes and nails Miller. Oh, Mean Mike Miller just slams him down to the mat. Breaks Ryder all the way down. Catches him with a forearm and sends him down to the mat. Well, this Mean Mike Miller won't give up at all. Or takes down the Mitch Ryder, slams him with another right forearm, takes him down. Our time is getting to be a factor in this bout now with Ryder and Mean Mike Miller. What Miller is doing now, he just humiliated Mitch Ryder. He had him pinned about 30 seconds into the bout, and they could have had to win and head out of here. But no, he decides to just beat up and humiliate Mitch Ryder in here. Hanging on to him and telling referee Frank Morrell if he wants to submit to the hole there. Ryder just rolling on the mat there, trying to stay on. Mean Mike Miller just dominated Ryder the whole bout. Just jumping on him and beat him into that. He had a 1, 2, 3, and the bout could have been over with. He picked Ryder up right into the bout. Oh, I tell you, this kind of stuff is just uncalled for. Look at Ryder leap over. Oh, Mean Mike catches him right in the midsection. Takes Mitch Ryder down to the mat. Mean Mike Miller setting Mitch Ryder up now for,
Oh! Boy, DDT that he pulled him up in the air for 2, 3, he got him. Mean Mike Miller gets the win, and we'll be back with more after this. WA Championship Wrestling. So glad you could join us on the only live wrestling show in the world. Big show today. Brian Christopher came in and got the win over Victor Rivera in the opening bout today. And Ron Oaks, he came in as Ron Oaks on last week, and he was introduced to us today as the Hornet. Came in impressive. The Hornet gets the win today on Championship Wrestling. Then we had an unscheduled bout with Lawler and Jarrett and those Moondogs, which was stopped with Gilbert interfering and jumping in the thing. Tony Falk and Jeff Daniels started out in a single bout. And then Lauren Davenport put on those boxing gloves that she's got for this Monday night and just nailed Monique with them. And later out, Mean Mike Miller came in and got a win, and that was all we had today. We've got more for you next week, though. Hope to see you Monday night. Until next week, for Dave Brown, who'll be back with us on next week, I'm Corey Macklin. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station.